Hey, what is up everyone? Danny and Alex. Today, Vale Tudo, mixed martial arts videos from the mount position, some strikes and submission attacks. So check it out. All right, first things first. Every time you're in the mount, you want to get a proper position to attack, right? If we're talking about real street fighting or mixed martial arts, there's strikes involved, all right? So you don't only want to focus on controlling and submitting. You want to be able to realize that you want to position yourself in the proper spot in order to land the most effective strikes. In the mount context, I want to make sure that I'm in a proper position to attack punches and elbows from here, right? If this was a real street fight, I also have headbutts. So from here, one of the things we want to focus on is keeping our knees high into the armpits, all right? So if I have a low mount, meaning sitting on his hips, I'm always having to fight his bridging motion, right? He's gonna try to bump me left and right, forward. I have to ride that wave. If I move my knees higher up into his armpits, now it's a lot more comfortable for me to ride that wave. His hips are behind my hips and I don't get the full impact of him bridging me over. Now from here, it's a perfect opportunity to land those strikes. We have our punches here, landing punches. Either you're going from the sides, even elbows, all right? You have a better control, a better balance to posture up and drive those punches, right? A lot of times we might think of attacking an arm bar, for example, but the risk of me going into an arm lock position, spinning my leg around, is a little bit more risky in the sense that if my opponent is sweaty, if he's tired, is very explosive, I might land with the arm and he might come up on his knees and escape, and now I end up on the bottom. So from here, if this is a real mixed martial arts or real street fight scenario, my punches are going to be way more effective than attempting a submission hold right off the bat. Now from here, if we talk about striking, we also have elbows. So sometimes maybe the opponent might clinch your waist and try to hide himself from those strikes, all right? So look, I can post my hand and look at the elbows, right? Of course, I can't look and start to go 12 to 6 elbows on the top of his skull, right? But I can easily try to strike those elbows onto his neck, his trapezius, on the shoulders, and this will start to weaken that grip behind. All right, if you've never felt that 12 to 6 elbow right here, this is super effective, right? Boom, slam down those Muay Thai elbows down and I will break the grip. Another thing you can do if he's grabbing onto your waist is simply cross face. So as I post my hand off, look, I'll use this and cross face that grip, and the pressure as I push the forearm down will make him break the grip. And now we're back to posturing high and striking once again. You can use your strikes effectively and attacking your submission if you wish. So I might be throwing strikes here. What's going to happen now? He's going to be covering his face. Everyone's going to do this. And look, as you strike, you can even use your strike to punch him and then slide right into that submission technique where we have, for example, the Americana. From here, I want to look away because he might try to punch you with the opposite hand. So I'm going to hide my face and from here attack the submissions that I have in my game, right? So the basic stuff is always the most highly efficient stuff, such as the Americana shoulder lock, right? So once again, I might be striking here, boom, boom, and as I pull one strike in, boom, I'll drive my body weight into that same submission technique that we learn in basic 101 Jiu-Jitsu. So a lot of times to break the grip, if he hugs you, from here we'll push his head to the side and post our elbow behind his neck, right? So from here, we can easily disengage. So watch what happens. I'm gonna swim my hand inside and post this hand on the mat. Look at the neck crank we have right here. Just by this, I can create a lot of pressure. I'll let his head go, but you guys know the context, right? His head would be in the armpit. From here, we simply disengage. As I slide my knees, look, I'll post, hold, and don't forget, his head would be in the armpit, and slide for the crucifix neck crank. Another good trick from the mount position sometimes, they're gonna try to push your leg and catch you in a half guard. Look, boom, and they'll push. And if you do nothing, you end up in a half guard. Not a bad spot, but still, not what we're having the position of the mount. Why go one step back? So here, if you feel the opponent is pushing your leg in, what you can easily do is just bring your hips forward. Drive your hips forward. Now it extends the space, but look, you'll use both grapevines and spread him out. So you spread him away, that way that he can't push that leg into the half guard. On top of it, you're creating a lot of pressure onto his hips. all right? And that opens up a lot of pressure here. Now, while he's trying to drive the pressure or even push your leg in, that opens him up for strikes to the face from here, side hooks, right? And controlling the fight. Another great position too, if you want to prevent the elbow escape, once he starts to push here, sometimes you just bring right here in the armpit. So you use your fingers underneath the armpit, and look, this one will just simply swim his arm up, right? From there, now he doesn't have the capability of pulling your foot into the half guard, okay? Another situation you might encounter when he tries to push you here, if he starts to slide your knee down, and now what you're going to do is cross your feet behind his glutes. So as he pushes down, look, you simply cross your legs behind. So simply cross both feet in between, like you're locking the guard from the mount position. And now it's impossible for him to trap your foot, all right? He can't even unlock that leg. So you want to lift your heels up in the air, and that way there, you create more pressure by driving your hips down, all right? And that also, because we're talking about Vale Tudo, that also opens up some strikes to the head from here. And now the hands are going to come back up, and then you're back to your high mount position, back to your top position where you land some strikes from the mount once again. When you have this position, here's a really funky and sneaky move. He might trap your foot here. So as he traps the foot, he might get ready for bumping you off, right? That basic trap and roll escape. So a very, very sneaky counter if this was a real fight or mixed martial arts. Illegal in Jiu-Jitsu is the knee torque. Watch, I'm going to take this leg, extend it to the side. I'm going to bring his foot with me. See, as I pull this out, lots of pressure here, makes it very sneaky, extends the hip, and also torques the knee joint. All right, so you have the mount position here. Look, he traps your foot. You want to counter this, you lean onto your opposite leg, and watch, I extend this leg out. Creates a lot of pressure on his knee joint, and it's a sneaky tap. Now, what's happening when you torque this, he might bring his heel up to remove the tension, right? And look, you're back into your position for your high mount once again, attacking from here. That sets up your different mount attacks. Another technique you can do from here, sometimes just attacking the submissions. All right, so you're going to hold here, control his head. Now, you control the arm, bring it across, and you want to post your head where your hand is. Watch, I'll post my head to the mat. Now he can't remove his arm from there. Now, what's the next step? A lot of times people are going to react by bridging. So he's going to try to bridge away to create space, one, to free his arm out and bring it back into the game. So once I'm here, I post. As he bridges, he just creates space here. That's the opening to lock him up, and from here, create pressure, or here for the head and arm triangle. Sometimes when you do this same technique, I'll do it from the opposite side. He rolls you over. So if we turn here, Alex, you're holding here, you're controlling the arm, going for that same arm triangle. This time, as you start to lock it in, he turns you over. Boom. And you end up here. Now, you want to keep that control on your bicep. Hold either his forehead or your own. And from here, create pressure by squeezing the tap. All right, guys, so there you have it. Some concept, tips, tricks, submission techniques you can do from the mount position in Vale Tudo. Vale Tudo means anything goes. So basically, when I talk about Vale Tudo, it's not simply the sport of mixed martial arts. It also entails, if you're in a real street fight, some of the torquing techniques you can use. Hope you enjoyed this context. Leave us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll catch you
in the next video.
Take care.